and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have a brand new pick a card reading, and this one is all about a message that has been sent from your future self. So if you could fast forward into the future and you knew how things were going to turn out, you knew what the best choices were to make and all that kind of stuff, and you wanted to send advice to the you that is in this present moment, that is today's video. And how this video works is I connect to angels and spirits of 100% pure white light to bring you information that's for your highest good. And of course, this is on the topic of a message that has been sent from your future self. So we're going to be tapping into those future energies and bringing you an important message that you need to hear right now. So I have 4 different groups in front of me. Each of these groups is going to, of course, have different energies, different themes, different messages within them. And you're going to use your intuition to choose one of these 4 groups. Your intuition can feel the energies that are going to be present within these different piles, and your intuition is going to know exactly which one is going to resonate with you, which message that you need to hear today. And the way that you tap into your intuition is it is a subtle, quick force that perhaps when you saw the thumbnail of this video or when you clicked on it, there was maybe a pile that stood out to you amongst the rest visually. Perhaps you felt like a magnetic pull towards it, or it just stood out in some unexplainable way, or you were just drawn to it magnetically, drawn to it visually. That is your intuition speaking to you. And of course, that would be your pile that you then go and choose. And there's timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box, so you can easily navigate through this video and skip right ahead to your personal reading all about that message that was sent from your future self. If you are struggling with visually tapping into a pile, another method that I love to use is to use my hand and I just glide it over each of the groups, just kind of tapping into what I feel within that group. And perhaps there's one, again, that's going to stand out to you amongst the rest. There might be one that you get a magnetic pull towards it. And that is, of course, your intuition speaking to you. And then you would go ahead to the timestamps below and skip right ahead to your personal reading once you figure out what group is calling to you the most and which one you are the most intuitively drawn towards. So that is how this works. If you find yourself drawn to multiple groups, that just means that there's multiple messages for you in today's video. So you'd go ahead and listen to all the ones that you feel the most magnetically pulled towards and drawn towards. So hopefully that explanation helps you out and helps you with choosing your pile, choosing your group. I cannot wait to get into this video with you. I know some of you enjoy choosing with crystals. So of course there's crystals on these piles, but if you would like to have a close-up of each of the crystals, I'll give you a little close-up of each of them. So over on group 1, we have this beautiful piece of Lapis Lazuli, which is very connected to ancient Egypt. In fact, Cleopatra used to crush up this gemstone and use it as eyeshadow, which is kind of cool. But anyway, little fun fact about Lapis Lazuli. If you find yourself drawn to that crystal or to pile number 1, that is going to be your group. Group number 2, we have this beautiful piece of Thulite. So if you find yourself drawn to the pink Thulite crystal, which is very connected to the heart chakra and also the root chakra, and this helps with your inner power. So if you find yourself drawn to this crystal or to group number 2, that's going to be your pile. Next, we have Shungite, which Shungite is one of my favorite crystals. It is only found in Russia, and Shungite actually helps block EMF waves, which are electromagnetic frequencies, which come off from technology. Anything that's like battery powered or has electricity running through it, it helps diminish or deflect those radio waves or radiation waves. So this is Shungite. This is group number 3. If you find yourself drawn to this crystal, this beautiful pyramid of Shungite, then group 3 is going to be your pile. Then over on group number 4, we have this gorgeous piece of Chrysoprase, which actually Chrysoprase, or Chrysoprase, I should say, was Alexander the Great's favorite crystal. And he actually said that whenever he wore this crystal, he would always conquer the different wars and other things that he was doing, battles that he had. And he attributed it to this crystal. So it's very motivating and helps us step into our power, helps us conquer any challenges or obstacles that we're going through. But anyway, that's a little fun facts about the crystals here. that I just wanted to throw into this reading. But depending on which one you're the most drawn to, of course, that's going to be your pile, your group. You can take as much time as you need, even pause the video if you'd like, to find out which pile you're the most drawn towards. And before we hop into today's video, I also had a quick little special message. So we'll go ahead and dive right into that. I wanted to introduce you to Mia, who is hosting an amazing live webinar. Tell us about it.
It's called The Magic of Manifestation, sharing some of the most epic practices that both of us Gemini queens have used to attract so many incredible miracles into our lives. It's covering all of the deep basics of universal laws, like the law of attraction and many, many others. There are 13 in total, to bring the most powerful, magical gifts of manifestation into your life.
And you can join for free. The link will be down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right back into today's video. All right, my group number ones, if you chose this pile with the beautiful Lapis Lazuli crystal on it, then this is going to be your reading from your future self. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, one thing that I wanted to say off the bat for those of you who chose group number one with the Lapis Lazuli is this crystal is very connected to ancient Egypt. It's very connected to Cleopatra because she actually used to use this crystal and crush it up into powder and use it as eyeshadow. So I just wanted to give you guys that fun fact, which is super interesting to me. But let's go ahead and dive right into your reading. One thing that I'm hearing for you, just because you chose the Lapis Lazuli crystal, is that your future self wants you to step more into your feminine power and to really focus on being yourself unapologetically is the first message that I'm getting for you, just because you guys chose the Lapis Lazuli crystal. So that's one message that I'm getting for you. But we also have the Two of Wands being reversed, Two of Cups upright, and then the Queen of Swords upright. Oh, your future self says that it is time to focus. And also there's another message about being unapologetically you. The Queen of Swords is so much unapologetically herself. She steps into her authenticity. She says what's truly on her mind. But she says it with compassion though. Like the Queen of Swords, she is still connected to her inner heart, to her inner compassion, but she's also very clear on who she is. She's super clear on what she wants, what her desires are, what she values, what she thinks. She's super clear on that. So one message that I'm getting for you is to be more clear, but to also be more direct with other people, especially because we have the Two of Cups coming up. I have a few different messages for this. If there's anybody that you need to have a deep conversation with, your future self is saying that that is so important, and it's gonna get you to a better place in your life to have those clear, deep, truthful, authentic conversations where you're really opening up your heart, you're really opening up your voice, you're saying what's truly on your mind, whether it be something that's really good that you feel like you need to express, or whether it's something kind of tension evoking that you need to express. Either way, your future self is saying that that is one of the best things that you can do. Being unapologetically you, opening up your true voice, your true authenticity, being vulnerable, being open, having the tough conversations, overcoming hurdles, opening up your heart, opening up what's truly, truly authentically there. Because, I just feel like it's going to bring you closer to someone. It's also going to help you find people that are meant to be in your life, because anyone that you open up to very authentically, if they don't like that, or they don't resonate with you, or they don't resonate with what you're saying, then we at least get to free ourselves from that relationship, right? And we get to the bottom of it, we get to the root of it, we get to the truth of it much faster. And then we're able to move on and connect with people that do really resonate with us. Or perhaps we're going to open up to somebody, express our true authenticity, and they're going to be like, oh my God, I'm feeling the same way as you are. And then it just brings you closer. Like, look at in this card, the closeness. The Two of Cups can talk about romantic relationships. It can also talk about friendships, and it can also talk about business partnerships. So there's something here where your future self is saying that you are going to create so much more connection when it comes to romantic relationships, friendships, and also anything to deal with business or career or schooling or professional partnerships. Things are going to get so much more clear so much more supportive, so much closer, so much more in depth, so much more passionate as you express your true, authentic voice, what's really on your mind. Two of Wands being reversed, it makes me feel like there's been some hesitation when it comes to opening up, okay? So I just wanted to point out what the Two of Wands reversed was saying, and it's like this, this hesitation of not wanting to fully take that leap, not wanting to fully open up, or even fearing fully opening up, not really knowing how to approach the situation. But if you just approach it from a supportive place, you approach it from a heartfelt place, things are just going to turn out so well and so great for you. And let's go ahead and see what else we get. The message from your future self and what they want you to hear and know right now. I also feel like there is an important relationship in your life. And this could be something that is, again, a professional relationship, romantic, or friendship, but there's some sort of relationship that's important to you. And your future self is really saying that it's important to be authentic in that relationship. We have a square, okay? So this is when we have resistance, struggle, obstacles, experience, effort, learning, conflict, obsession, problems. Like maybe we're trying to avoid that. Perhaps we fear that that's going to happen, but that's not necessarily going to happen. And one message that I'm getting from your future self is that even if there is misunderstandings that happen, even if we do reach any sort of conflict, it's like the more we avoid something, the more we just put it off, the more it's just going to fester within us. And it's inevitable that it's going to have to happen anyway at some point, because we can't have it fester for forever, right? So if you're trying to avoid hurt, if you're trying to avoid potential failures, if you're trying to avoid potential arguments or potential differences, like you don't want to ruin something, it's like, well, the truth of the matter is inevitable. So you might as well face it now before and like get it over with, right? Just get it over with. Because that way you know, and that way you can move on from it faster, and you don't have to like keep thinking about it. You don't have to keep running into the same issue, the same problem. Then let's see what else we get. I'm really hearing from your future self to not be afraid of conflict, to not be afraid of rejection or hurt or anything like that, because the Queen of Swords, like she is her authentic self, but because of that, she's in her power. Like imagine if you just felt so comfortable being the powerful version of you. Do you think Cleopatra ever avoided conversations? Do you think that she ever like of course we don't know Cleopatra personally, but when you think about the archetype of Cleopatra, because she was such a powerful woman in history, when you think about that archetype, do you think that she would let fear stop her from being herself, from being authentic, from voicing what she truly thinks, feels, and wants? Okay. We also have the 9th house. This is the house of philosophy, of beliefs, of higher learning, of travel, of expansion. And what this says right here is this is the house of higher and elevated thought as well as expansion. It covers long distance travels, foreign languages, inspiration, optimism, publications, higher education, spirituality, philosophy, religion, ideals, morals, and ethics. Ooh. What is the most ethical thing for you to do? It might be to be authentic, to not fear anything, to overcome that. I'm also hearing that if any of you are working towards some sort of publication of using your voice, using your voice, using your writing, it's time to step into that more and to believe in yourself, to not get held back by fear of not feeling good enough, not feeling ready. Your future self is saying, like, let's dive in. I know I'm ready. Okay? If you're seeking any higher education, if you're wanting any higher education, now's the time to seek that out. Now's the time to go learning, to getting or acting on the inspiration for learning. Ideals, morals, ethics, religion, things like that. You're being called to create more of your own morals and ethics and philosophy. What philosophy do you want to live by? Do you want to live by the philosophy of being in your power, respecting yourself, respecting what you want, respecting where you want to go, respecting yourself. What morals do you want to live by? Because your future self is saying when you make that clear, your relationships, your connections, they're going to get so much more solidified. You're going to feel so much more comfortable. You're going to feel so much more in your power. Like all around, it's just going to help you expand. It's going to help you expand into more of what you desire. It's going to help you even with expanding like your finances, the opportunity that's available to you. It's going to help bring you closer with other people in your life. Okay. And we also have, the South Node, gifts and lessons. So your future self is also saying that you have innate gifts within you, innate gifts that are powerful. And your future self is wanting you to hone in on those more. What are those gifts and skills that you were kind of born with or that you've developed up until now that are actually really valuable? Because now's the time to start using those more. Maybe there's things that you really enjoy doing. And Spirit is saying, do those things. What are you really, really good at? And how can we utilize those? How can we utilize those more? And also, your future self is saying to look back into your past. One thing that your future self is saying is that they look back on their past, and this is the big thing that they wish that they did. This is the big thing, because your future self, there's a future you that had the courage and stepped outside their comfort zone, did those things that they were being called to do. And then there's a future you that did not do those things. And I feel like both of them are coming together right now. And they're saying, I wish I did this sooner. Or the version of you who already did do it is saying that was the best gift and lesson I have given myself in my life thus far because of the way that it transformed me. So what you choose to do right now is creating your history, it's creating your past, and it's creating where you go in your future. And your future self is saying that authenticity is so important, getting clear on who you are, what your values are, and being unapologetically you, which is kind of the message of Lapis Lazuli. So it's so interesting that I put that on this group because that just really resonates with what we're getting here in this reading. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you, my group ones, all about that message from your future self. Also about the South Node, your future self is also saying to look back on your past and to see those tough things that you've had to overcome. Aren't you so appreciative that you faced them, that you did overcome them, that you did have those hard conversations, that you were authentic, that you did honor yourself, right? And then we also have the Archer, focus, align, pivot, and surrender. It's also interesting, these two cards look like they're meant to be like connected to each other. And then let's see, we also have the Priestess and we also have the Alchemist. Okay, so you can alchemize anything, even the tough conversations that we might have sometimes. Even the tough situations that we might have to overcome. Those can end up being the most beautiful experiences because of how it transmutes old energy, because of where it brings us. Okay. And then you're also being called to focus, to align, to ask yourself, what do I want to pinpoint? Where do I want to go? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to achieve? And it's so interesting that a lot of achievement comes through surrendering and saying, okay, I need to surrender the fear of it not working in order for me to actually figure out if it's going to work. I need to surrender that fear, because if this doesn't work, then there has to be something better. There has to be something bigger, but I have to be willing to try it out and to face it and to see and to find the truth of it, to pinpoint to the truth of it. And then we also have the Priestess, begin, perceive, predict, prophesize. This is time to start that new chapter. This is time to be the alchemist of your life, to take old fears, but turn them into your strengths, turn them into your powers. Okay, and let's go ahead and see any last messages from your future self that your future self wants you to know. I also feel like the best things are going to come through you using your voice, using your writing, really believing in yourself, overcoming those inner resistances that you might have, and just saying, you know what, I'm going to choose to believe in myself. I'm going to choose to face my fears and overcome them, because it's going to bring me to a better place. And I'm going to start to see myself as a powerful human. I'm going to start to believe in who I am. We also have the card Resilient. Stay as strong as evergreen trees. The word evergreen is really sticking out to me. There could be something that you're called to do that's going to create more evergreen income. Like, for example, you might get inspired to write something, to put something out there that's going to create some sort of evergreen income, or it's something that's going to be evergreen, an evergreen relationship. Being evergreen within your heart, being resilient no matter how many twists, turns, obstacles, conflicts, things that you have to go through. Being resilient, being evergreen, allowing your heart to be evergreen, knowing and trusting that you will find your people, knowing and trusting that no matter what conflicts come your way, you still are deserving of love. You still will find love. You still will find the best relationships. You're still going to find your perfect match, your perfect partnership, your perfect career, job, all of that. Staying resilient, stay as strong as evergreen trees. Even when things are not moving forward, we stay as strong as the evergreens. We're evergreen. Then we also have transform, and we also have renew. Transform, emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. So I also had a message about beauty, because since Cleopatra used this crystal as eyeshadow, I kept thinking like something about beauty. So emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. I feel like your future self is saying to own who you are, own your interests, own your style. I feel like you have a unique style that wants to come through. I feel like being confident in your appearance, being confident in your beauty, knowing that you are freaking stunning. Your future self wants you to know that, because your future self, I feel like, is looking back being like, why did I ever feel like I wasn't good enough? Why was I ever harsh on myself or insecure about myself? Emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. Transform your view of yourself and realize that you are absolutely stunning, because your future self wishes that they just appreciated themselves more, right? And then we also have renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. So it's time for your renewal. It's time for your renewal. It's time to emerge as the new you, who has new philosophies, has new values, has a new personality where they're unapologetically themselves. Renew. It's time to renew who you are, stepping more into your power. That is what your future self has for you today. And so your homework after this, what your future self wants you to do, look in the mirror, start really loving who you are, start loving your appearance. It's time to renew your personality, who you want to become, who do you want to transform into. It's time to become that resilient self who never gives up, who continues forward, because you are powerful and you believe in your power, you know your power, and all of that good stuff. So that is what we have here for you, my group number ones. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number twos, if you chose this pile, this is going to be a message from your future self. So let's go ahead and see what we have for you. All right, my group twos, let's see the message that we have from your future self. We have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Ooh, it is time to step into your confidence, into your light. Ooh, you've been training for this for lifetimes. There is something that you might want to achieve, something that you might want to get to, an achievement, or an ascension, something that you desire. You've been training for this for lifetimes. If you are currently facing an obstacle or a challenge in your life, or something that's challenging, like a hardship that you're like, how do I overcome this? How do I get through this? How do I get to my abundance? How do I get to my achievement of what I want? Especially if you've been facing conflict, hardship after hardship after hardship. If you have been going through that, your future self wants you to know you've been training for this for lifetimes. You have what it takes. This is your time. This is your time. This is happening. You will get there. You're already on the way. In fact, the hardships that you have been experiencing are literally going to be the reason why you're going to be successful. Now is the age of light, of realizing that everything around you has been perfect. It's all been leading you up to the point of manifestation, leading you up to the point of where you're actualizing your dreams. This is time to step more into your light, to really be yourself. And stepping up into light is also being confident in yourself, being fully open, shining like the brightest star in the room. Ooh, there's something here about being in the spotlight, being a star, being seen, letting go of the fear of being seen. But also, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Your past, those hardships that you've been through, are literally the reason why you are going to be successful. For example, like there's some people who are born into wealth, right? But do they know a lot about making money and sorting their finances and things like that if they were just born into it? Or are the people who have had to go through adversity, had to go through struggle, had to go through nothing and went from rags to riches, do those people know more about what it takes to make money, save money, how to utilize money, how to manage money, all of that? Which one knows more? Of course, the one who's been through adversity, because they know how to handle hardships. And so for me, like if I'm going to hire somebody in my business to look at my finances and take care of my finances, I'm going to be choosing the one who has been through the adversity, because then I know and I trust that they know what they're doing and they know how to handle those situations. So they literally know more than somebody who's just had it easy their whole life, right? So the message of you've been training for this for lifetimes, even the amount of times that you've had to go through a particular challenge in your life where it's just like, why does this keep happening to me? Because you are meant to master that area this lifetime. You're meant to freaking master it. And your future self wants you to know that you're in that mastery phase right now. And this is all accumulating to you attaining that big dream, but taking it further than you imagined. And you have that capability because of what you've been through, because of the things that you've had to deal with, and because of the challenges, the adversities that you've had to overcome. These are the reasons why you are going to be successful, why you're going to achieve that dream, that goal, that desire. This is literally the reason. We also have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. Soul retrieval. Okay, what are the things in your life that have taken away your power? This could be situations. This could be people. This could be past experiences that have made you feel unworthy, that have made you feel less than, that have made you feel incapable, that have made you feel not good enough. All of these different things, okay? Soul retrieval. Your future self is asking you in this moment to claim back, to call back your power from places, people, situations, experiences, the past, anything that has, again, taken away bits of you, that have made you feel down, that have made you feel less than, that have made you feel like you're not good enough, or again, that have put you down in some way, shape, or form where you felt like your power has been kind of diminished or taken away. And this could be all the way back from childhood. This could be all the way from even just recently, from a week ago. This could be anything in between. Now is the time to cut those cords, to realize that that is just a projection from somebody else's insecurities, because sometimes people are not on the same wavelength as us, and they'll make us feel crappy for who we are, for what we want, for, our emotions, our feelings, our thoughts, our actions. They make us feel bad for them, but it's only because they don't resonate with who we are, right? So it could be a past relationship that told you like, oh, you're not lovable, or you're not pretty, or you have a big nose, or you have this, you have that, or you don't know enough, so you shouldn't be doing this, or like you're not good enough, you don't know how to speak, you don't know how to do this craft, you're not good at this skill, or who are you to think that you could achieve that or want that? All of these different scenarios, okay? Even if you've gotten rejected before in love, all these things, sometimes we allow them to take away our power. Your future self is saying right now, it is time to step into your light. It is time to call your power back, to cut the cords from the past, to realize that whoever told you these things, Whatever experiences we've had that were maybe negative and we probably attached meaning to it, such as, oh, this means blank. This means that I'm not good enough. This means this. Cut the cords to those things. That is not true. That is not the story that we're claiming for ourselves. It is time to rewrite the story. It is time to say, you know what? I am completely good enough for anything that I desire, because I wouldn't have the desire if I was not good enough for it. Any desire that you have, it's a God-given desire. That is from God, right? So call your power back. I am good enough. I am worthy of the love that I seek. I am worthy of the abundance that I desire. I am worthy of the life path and the lifestyle and the desires that I desire to achieve. I'm worthy of them. And I'm worthy of them now. And I'm worthy of them. I've always been worthy of them. Okay? I am good enough. It is time to detach from those old stories, those old experiences, and to also realize that those are the reasons why you're going to be successful. Because doesn't every successful person have one of those stories where they're like, oh, I used to sleep on my friend's couch, or I used to be homeless, or, you know, I've been rejected so many times in love before, I've been hurt so many times, I've been cheated on before, or I've had somebody tell me that I was never good enough, I had somebody tell me that I wasn't pretty. But then all of a sudden they manifest their desire, they get to the end goal that they've always wanted and they've always dreamt of, but those end up being the best freaking stories. Those are the stories we make into movies. We don't make movies about the person who's always had it good and they're always good all the time, they're always on top. No, we make stories out of the people who have to go through intense adversity, because those are the best freaking stories to watch. Those are the best freaking stories to tell. And your future self is saying that you're going to have an amazing story to tell. But now it's time to protect your energy. It's time to step into your light, because if you don't call back your power and you don't step into your light, you're just going to stay stuck where you are, right? But your future self is saying that you have a story to write. You have a freaking story right now. And it's time to start letting go of the fear of being seen, letting go of the fear of unworthiness, letting go of all of those old past experiences that have taken away your power. And it's time to freaking call your power back in this moment. Call your power back from all those past places, all of those past things, and call back your soul. Because I feel like if you feel out of alignment right now and you're like, I don't even know what I want, I don't even feel good enough, I'm uninspired, I'm all these things, that is because bits of your soul, right? Which your soul's infinite, okay? Your soul's infinite, it's always there, it's always with you. But sometimes we kind of create these cutoffs within ourselves because of what somebody tells us, and or we kind of repress some of our soul, right? We don't really feel as connected to our soul anymore because somebody told us like, oh, who are you to want that desire? You can't have that. That's not going to happen for you. And then all of a sudden we shut it down. We shut that aspect of ourselves down. Or let's say that we were once confident in ourselves and then somebody told us again, like, oh, you have a big nose, or like, your hair is like not that pretty, or like whatever we were told. And then all of a sudden, again, we get diminished. We diminish ourselves. Now it's time to get that soul retrieval back. And how do you get it? By knowing you are worthy, you are good enough, you have what it takes, you always have had what it takes. You would not be given a desire if you were not capable of achieving it. Okay? You are never given a desire unless it's time to follow that desire. It is time to protect your energy. Protect your energy from other people who are not on your same vibe, okay? It's time to start being so confident that when somebody else tells you their thoughts and opinions, you're like, I already know myself good enough that I don't need to hear what you have to say. I don't need your opinion on my life. I'm the decider of my life, okay? And you can have your opinions on your own life, but don't project them onto me, okay? So, like, now it's time to start protecting your energy, calling your power back from those previous circumstances. And your future self is saying that that's going to be one of the best things that you could ever do for yourself. And I also feel like that card wants to come out too. Ooh, this one keeps coming out lately. We keep having these dance cards coming out. And I don't know if you guys have been watching my readings a lot lately, but the dance cards literally like keep wanting to make an appearance. But anyway, keepers of the... Just drop that. Silly me. Anyway, keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. You're not alone in achieving your dreams. Literally, your ancient ancestors are here with you. They are here guiding you. They are here helping you. You're not alone in this. This is time to connect to that inner guidance, that inner light that you have, because your ancestors, your guides, your spirit guides, they speak to you through energy, through feelings that you get. And that's your inner GPS that can help guide you through anything and everything. Then we have dance, do something to shift your vibration. If you want to get into a new high vibration, ask yourself, how would the version of me who is fully confident, fully in their light, already has what I currently desire, is already living the life of my dreams, how would they dance? Because when you do that, dance is actually an amazing way of evoking emotion. It's an amazing way of moving energy through the body. It's also a great way of healing. It's like a somatic healing practice. And if you can start to move, if you can start to sway, if you can start to dance as that version of you who has no inhibitions, who's not held back by anything from their past, who is already living the life of your dreams, how would that version of you move throughout the day? How would that version of you dance throughout the day? Because, oh my gosh, if you can embody that, that will shift your energy, it'll shift your vibe, and it will help expand your consciousness, which I'm not even gonna get into explaining how it expands your consciousness because that's gonna be like a 30-minute explanation, but it is something that when you shift your energy, you also shift your level of consciousness, okay? So as you dance, as you shift your energy, you're gonna shift your level of consciousness. And that is another thing that your future self wants you to know right now. And that's one way of shifting out of old energy. That's one way to call your power back. And for some reason, this card is upright in this deck, which is super weird and interesting, but we're gonna go with it. Knight of Cups is upright for you. Look at this love that's manifesting. Look at this. I feel like this is self-love. For one, I'm getting a huge feeling of self-love, self-confidence. For some reason, I'm also getting this feeling of loving yourself and beauty. Oh my gosh, if some of you are like, I want to love who I am more, and you have like desires when it comes to your looks and your appearance and feeling confident in yourself, I actually feel as you love yourself and as you shift into this new energy, this new vibration, you're going to start glowing in new ways. You're literally going to start glowing in new ways to where you're like, ooh, I am really feeling myself right now. I am really inspired about who I am. And I feel like you're going to start getting more compliments. In fact, I also feel like for those of you who are wanting to manifest love, that love is going to manifest so freaking quickly. In fact, I feel like there's a lot of options for you when it comes to love. And you are very, very worthy of it. In fact, there's many people who would love to manifest a person like you. Right? But we need to get on that frequency. And how do we do that? We embody that new energy, cut away all those insecurities from the past. And of course, there's never going to be a moment where we're perfect. So I'm not telling you that you need to be perfect, and your future self is not telling you need to be perfect either. But the more we can step into our confidence, our light, the more that we can just embody that, embrace that, life is just you're just gonna be climbing that ladder of life, okay? And I also just feel like there's something about beauty here that's really coming through, where your future self is saying like, oh, if you want to achieve that perfect skin, that long hair, the whatever it is that you are desiring for yourself when it comes to like beauty and aesthetics and really loving yourself, your future self is like, you're going to get there, no problem. Don't even worry about that. You're going to get there, but it comes through that self-love, that self-confidence, giving yourself that love internally. And it's so interesting that we have Thulite, which is connected to the heart chakra for the most part, but also slightly the root chakra. This is about stepping into your power, root chakra, and then heart chakra is about love and heart healing. Okay, let's see what else we get here for you, my group twos. I feel like that card wants to come through. 9 of Swords being reversed. This is when worries start to go away. Your future self is saying, let go of those worries, because those worries, they're literally just worries, and your future self is saying that that's not going to manifest. It's not going to happen. Those things that you so deeply worry about in your future, that's not going to happen. Let's call your power back. Let's start moving towards your desire and become resilient in moving towards that desire. Just embody it. Have fun with life. You deserve to have fun with life. And let's see what else we get here for you. Woo! We have 8 of Cups. Upright, and we also have 6 of Cups being reversed. So letting go of the past, cutting ties to the past, cutting cords to the past that you're still attached to. Maybe you're still living your life based on something that was once told to you, based on something that once happened to you. Oh, it is time to walk away from that and realize that you do not need to hang on to that any longer. In fact, that's one of the biggest things that's keeping you away from your fulfillment. And when we look at these 2 cards, okay, this person is unfulfilled. That's why there's this missing cup. There's this missing piece. The Knight of Cups is when we found it. So This is about you going on a journey to find your fulfillment. And my goodness, are you ever going to find it? In fact, it's going to be so dang fulfilling that other people are going to be really inspired by you, really inspired by your story, really inspired by how you achieved it. But it's really like your past is the reason why you're going to be successful, okay? Your past is the reason why you're going to be successful, but it's so important to learn how to let go of other people's projections that have landed on you. It's really important to call back your power, to step into your light, to not let your past hold you back any longer, to not let those old comments, those old experiences, those old things that someone once told you. Don't let the words of someone else have the freaking power to stop you from what you truly want and what you truly desire. Don't let the outcome of a past experience be the reason why you expect to have failures in your future. Because just because it's happened in the past, and I don't care how many times it's happened in the past, it doesn't mean it needs to be your future. There are infinite possibilities in the universe, absolutely infinite. And in fact, you could also tell yourself the story, the fact that you've maybe experienced hardships so many times before, or failures so many times before, that it's actually highly unlikely that you're going to experience it again because you've experienced it so many times already. That what are the chances of that? You could also start telling yourself that story, and that is a new empowering story to begin to embody. Okay. And let's see. So we also have last quarter. Okay, you're on the finish line of something right now. Transition, letting go, forgiveness, and adaptation. It's time to adapt to the new you, and it's also time to forgive and let go. Forgive the past, because everyone's just acting out of what they believe is best in that moment. So we can forgive, we can let go, and then we can transition into our badass future. And then we also have the 11th house. This is the house of friendships, groups, social activities, where we are involved. It covers teams, friends, groups, society, technology, projects, and social media, as well as originality, eccentricity, social justice, rebellion, and humanitarianism. Just as you would advocate for other people who are your friends, how you'd be like, no, don't let the past hold you back, blah, 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 blah. All the advice that you give to somebody else, start telling yourself that friendly advice, that you know you would have infinite belief in one of your friends to achieve their dreams. This is time to have belief in yourself and to also connect with people who uplift you. Connect with more people who uplift you. And also, if there's something dealing with social media that you're called to do, your future self is also saying, dive into that. Dive into that. If you're feeling called to it, do it. What is that thing with social media that you're called to do? It's time to do it. It's time to step into your power. Okay? If there's anything with technology that you're wanting to do, projects that you're wanting to do, stepping into your own originality, creating something unique, this is time to do it. This is such the time to do it. Surprises. Under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. You might see yourself as somebody who's like ordinary, but oh my gosh, you'd be surprised at who you really are inside and how your future self is like, I've surprised myself at who I truly am and what I'm truly capable of. And once I started believing in myself, oh my goodness, life surely changed. I feel like that card wants to come out. The night. Find comfort in the night where the world switches off and the stars burn bright. So even when you don't know the true outcome, what the outcome's going to be, the stars, which you could also say are like that inspiration inside of you, that starlight, that inner spark that you have, follow those inner sparks because those are leading you where you're meant to go. The age of light, it's time to step into your starlight. Okay? Be guided by your own starlight, which is your own inner inspirations. Your future self is saying that that's the best thing that you could ever do for yourself right now. And that's how you're going to find your path. That's how you're going to find your way. That's how you're going to connect with the best possible life for yourself. So that is what we have here. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video, my group number 2s. I'm sending you all so much love. And until next time, bye. All right, my group 3s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading from your future self. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. One message that I'm quickly getting for you, group number 3s, just since you were attracted to this group and we had Shungite on this group, one quick thing that I have to say is your future self is saying that it's going to be very beneficial to spend a bit of time away from technology. Maybe we've been spending a lot of time on our devices. Maybe we are putting off other things that we know that we want to do, because Shungite does help protect us from EMF waves. And so it helps us kind of protect from like technology and the negative influences of technology. So I just oddly feel like, since you're drawn to this group, that perhaps your soul and your future self has been calling you to kind of take a break from TV or from distractions, or, you know, it might not even be necessarily taking a break from technology, because maybe there's certain important things that we need to do with our technology, our devices. But perhaps there's also certain things where we're just getting distracted a little bit too much. And your future self is saying that it's going to be really important to take time away from those distractions, so that you can focus on what you really need to focus on, or clear your mind for a moment, because sometimes we get so bombarded with what shows up on our devices, what shows up on social media, that it can put our brain into overdrive, and it's just like, it can kind of stress us out or make us frazzled or all that kind of stuff. So that is one message that's coming for you off the bat. Then we also have Queen of Wands, generosity and tenacity. And the Queen of Wands is also known as like the socialite who's inspiring. She's like a social butterfly, or she's one that just is so motivated. She's motivating. And so another message that you have from Spirit is for one to kind of really step into your more expressive self, especially when it comes to expressing yourself in person, expressing your passions, following your passions, focusing more on your passions rather than distractions, right? So even when it comes to being social, let's focus on the passion rather than this distracted social stuff. So distracted social stuff is like drama, stuff like that, versus productive social stuff is like, let's talk about our inspirations. Let's talk about those good things. Let's talk about healing, motivation, energy, things that we desire, things that we're inspired by, things that are inspiring. Let's focus on that, because as you do that, you're going to be surprised at how quickly you move forward. Because another thing about the wands is that they help us take action, and they help us move forward and accomplish. They're accomplishment cards. And for you, I feel like there's something that you might be inspired by. There could be an inspiring thing that maybe you're being called to take action on, or your future self is calling you to take action on. Okay, then we also have the Four of Rings, which is the Four of Pentacles. If there has been a lack of anything, if there's been like a lack-based mindset of like, oh, I need to really like hold on to this, something that you're scared about losing, or something that you're afraid that you have a lack mentality around. This could be around money for some of you. This could be holding on to a job that you don't feel inspired by. This could be holding on to your money because you're so afraid of losing it. Or this could be even a message to start saving a little bit more, to create a more secure, solid foundation, or to be able to release and let go and allow the flow more in your life. Whatever it is that you've been kind of holding on to. Spirit is saying to relax. Perhaps you've even been holding on to your time, your energy, your resources, you've been very like, I don't want to use the word uptight. That's not quite the right word. But when you're so like tense about something, tense, even if you've had muscle tenseness lately, where has muscle tenseness been in your body? It's been there because there's something that we're very tense about in our reality. That's where we get muscle tension, is because we have tension with something in our reality that we're not relaxing about. You're not taking time to relax. Your future self wants you to relax more, because as you relax more, you're going to accomplish more. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have more inspiration. And your future self is also wanting you to know that everything is okay. Something that you are currently tense about, everything's going to turn out okay. Okay, it's going to be better than okay. You have the ability to completely shift it around, but we need to create a more practical plan. We need to come back to practicality and also balance relaxation and being able to breathe and let go. And then we also have the Eight of Cups, which is about going on a journey to find fulfillment. There might be something that we need to let go of or take a break from or walk away from in order to find our new direction, in order to come back to peace and serenity. And we also have the sun coming up in the reverse position. The sun card actually, anytime it appears, whether it's upright or reversed, is still extremely positive. The sun card when it's reversed can indicate that there's a few clouds that are still either delaying something or clouding our judgment or clouding our vision. However, the sun is still shining super, super bright. And perhaps this could even be talking about you and your energy, where you are not fully stepping up into your light, not fully stepping up into possibility, not fully shining. And another message that I'm hearing from your future self, that it's time to step fully into your light. I feel like a lot of you are trying to attract abundance right now. This is a message that I'm getting for a lot of you. You're trying to attract more abundance because you feel like there's still a missing piece. You kind of don't feel like you have enough right now. And even if you do have quite a decent amount, perhaps you're still not feeling like it's enough. And one of the biggest messages is get away from distractions, especially if you've been like overspending or getting sucked into buying things where you're like, wait a minute, why did I buy that? I didn't really need that. Shungite is a protection zone. It's time to start being more conscious. Not that you're not conscious. I feel like you are very conscious, but you know, sometimes we just get pulled into things. And I really feel like taking a break from distractions, from social media, from certain apps on your phone, your future self is saying that that's going to be extremely important for you. And walking away, taking a break from something, taking a break from, creating boundaries in your life, creating some really important boundaries to keep you in alignment with your goals. This could also be distractions such as taking too much time off or other things like this. I feel like your future self is asking for more structure to keep you in alignment with what you want. Because once you have more structure, let's see the outcome that your future self wants you to see right now, because your future self has been here. Your future self has already done these things. And let's see what that outcome became through doing these actions, through kind of like sticking to what you're being called to stick to, what you're being called to focus on. So your outcome, we have King of Swords being reversed. Things became so much more clear rather than chaotic. King of Swords reversed. Things were chaotic for you. And things become a little bit more unclear the more we get distracted. We also have the Hierophant being reversed. This is also about finding yourself, finding the right path, reading those books that you've wanted to read, getting those things done that you've wanted to get done, getting that higher learning, that higher wisdom that you've been wanting to absorb. We also have Wheel of Fortune. Things are going to turn out so much better for you because things kind of spiral out of our control when we aren't really acting on the actions that we want to act on. We're just kind of falling into repetitive patterns, repetitive routines. We kind of get stuck. Empress. If you're wanting to create abundance, my love, look at centered and abundant. Look at what this card says. Centered and abundant. If there is abundance that you are wanting to call into your life right now, if you've been wanting to create abundance, it is right there for you. It comes through becoming centered, becoming really intentional about your time, your energy, and your resources, becoming intentional about them. When we invest in ourselves, we invest in our future. This is time to invest in yourself and invest in your future. This is the birth of a new chapter, the birth of a new creation, stepping up into your abundant self where you have enough time, energy, and resources for all the things that you want. In fact, you're feeling so abundant that you're able to just relax and be free and just bask in the good feelings that are surrounding you. Your future self, it's time to be intentional. It's time to get focused with your time, your energy, your resources. It's time to birth a new age. It's time to birth a new chapter. Create these boundaries and your life is going to go in a completely new direction. It's going to go in such a positive direction. Create these boundaries. Step up more into your light. Step up into those things that you've been wanting to do. And life is going to change in the most beautiful ways. You're going to have a whole redirection in your life. This is time to start protecting your time, protecting your energy, and protecting your resources. Okay, and then we also have Pisces coming through. Pisces is the creative vision. Pisces is also, I feel like there's a message here of not letting yourself get distracted, because Pisces does rule distraction, but it also rules creativity. So when we remove ourselves from distractions and we focus on, okay, what am I going to create? What am I going to do? And we focus on it. Oh, Pisces unlocks massive creativity. Let's see what else we get here for you. My group threes. What else do we have? My group threes. I feel like that one wants to come out. We have the second house. If you want to create abundance, here we have another card, which is actually very connected to the Empress, by the way, because the second house is ruled by Venus and it rules Taurus. This is the house of resources, exactly what we've been talking about, material possessions and values. Here's where we see our belongings, our wealth, and our finances, as well as the pillars on which material, intellectual, and emotional security is developed. So if you're wanting to develop more money and finances, your future self is saying, I've already done this. And here's the tools of how I did it. Less distractions. Using technology and the things that you want to do and becoming more focused with it, becoming more intentional with it. Using it for the purposes of inspiration, not letting yourself get distracted or going down rabbit holes or wormholes that are just sucking away our time and our energy and our resources at the end of the day. This is time to create those boundaries, become so intentional, because your future self has already created the abundance, and this is how they did it. This is how they did it. They focused on the learning that they needed to do. There might be learning that you've been putting off, the Hierophant being reversed. If you have bought books or have invested in courses that you still have not finished, this is time to finish them, become intentional with them, start doing them, because this is what your future self did to create the abundance that you are seeking. Let's see, let's get one more card here. I feel like that one wants to come out. Waning Crescent, surrender, restore, reflection, intuition, and stillness. So sometimes when we're just still on something for a little bit, sometimes when we pause your impulses. If you have an impulse for something, ask yourself, is this really the best thing I could be doing right now? Is this really the best choice right now? Then surrender, restore, and use your intuition and move towards what's really going to be good, because, my gosh, as you start doing that, great things are going to start pouring in. Great things are going to start happening. Productivity is going to happen. You're going to get to a whole new place in your life where there's no more scarcity. There's literally, like, just as this card says, material, intellectual, and emotional security is going to be developed. Material security. That means having all your finances feel abundant, getting to that abundant place. Your mind is going to have more security. Your emotions have more security. You feel emotionally secure. You feel mentally secure. You feel abundantly materially secure. Okay, let's see what else we get for you. We also have the healer coming through. Cleanse, grieve, grow, heal. Okay, be easy on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Be easy on yourself. And let's heal. Let's come from a place of like, I'm going to heal these old patterns. I'm going to heal these old blocks. I'm going to heal myself mentally, emotionally, physically. And the more we dive into our healing, the more we allow newness to grow, the more we allow freshness to start growing in our life, rather than staying, stuck on any past things. We also have Dreamweaver, emergence, wish, visualize, conceive. So set your intentions about what you want to create. Set your intentions about who you want to be, where you want to go, what you want your life to look like, feel like, be like. And it's time to weave that together. Set your wish, visualize it, conceive it, and start emerging into it. Start emerging step by step into it. Spirit, renew, detox, purify, cleanse. There's some sort of cleanse that your future self is also calling you to do. Some sort of cleanse. This could be a social media detox, technology detox. This could even be a detox from shopping. This could be a detox from distraction. This could be a detox from negative, bad foods, negative people, negative conversations. This could be a detox from all kinds of things, but this is going to be what renews you. There's some kind of cleanse. We have cleanse written here in the healer card, and then detox, purifying, cleanse here in the spirit card. Listen to what your spirit has been guiding you towards. What fills your spirit? What kind of activities, what kind of choices fill your spirit? Because this is how you're going to dream weave. This is going to how you weave your dreams together. Is by making these new choices, setting these new boundaries, going in this new direction. And then let's get any last information for you, my group 3s, all on the message from your future self. Your future self is super abundant, by the way. I'm really feeling like I need to make that clear. Your future self is extremely abundant. And they're saying that this is how they did it. And they wish they just did it sooner, because the sooner you do it, the better, right? Then we also have the card of resilience. Stay strong as evergreen trees. Okay, this one came up for another group, and I have a very similar message that's coming through for you. Evergreen. What's evergreen? There's something known as evergreen income, evergreen money. And I feel like if you're being called to create something like that, Spirit is saying, yes, do that. Create that evergreen income. Act on that idea to create that. Also, evergreen. I'm also hearing the resilience and the evergreenness in yourself. How do you create evergreen energy? How do you create evergreen resources? By creating balance with the income versus the expenses. Let's create more evergreen, something that's growing, something that we can watch it grow, something where we are investing our time and our energy and our money, where we know it's going to grow, we know it's going to add value, doing things that are going to add value to your life. What are the things that are going to add value for you? Also staying resilient through any adversity and knowing that you have what it takes. Okay, that's a huge message, knowing that you have what it takes to get where you want to go, because your future self did it. Your future self is literally saying, I did it. Here's how I did it. Let's go. Let's move forward. Clearing, make room for growth. So yeah, the cleanse. What do we need to clear? What do you need to cleanse from your life? Because Shungite is clearing, cleansing, protecting. What do you need to clear, cleanse, and protect in your life? What are the things that you need to clear? What are the things that you need to cleanse? And what are the things that you need to protect? Answer that question, because that is what your future self is telling you. This is literally golden wisdom from your future self. And I know it might sound like, oh, I don't want to do that though. It's like, it requires time, it requires energy. But the thing is, your future self is saying it was so freaking worth it. I just wish I would have done it sooner. We also have joy. Okay, this is going to lead you to your joy. This is literally what leads you to your joy. Spread seeds of joy like a wildflower, and no doubt you will revel in the result. Spread seeds of joy like a wildflower, and no doubt you will revel in the result. So spread those seeds of joy, spread those seeds of magic. It is time to step up into your light, to spread happiness, to spread joy, to focus your energy on joyful things. If you get stuck watching something or getting distracted by something where it's not evoking joy, instead it's evoking drama or it's evoking negativity, and you're just like, what? I can't believe this. Those things are distractions. They don't make us feel good. They don't improve our lives in any way, shape, or form. But when we can focus on joy, when we can focus on what are those things that really fulfill me, what are those things that fill me with magic, that fill me with love, that fill me with goodness, that fill me with wisdom, that fill me with motivation, that fill me with energy, where I'm so proud of myself that I did that. I'm so proud of myself that I chose that, because that was truly soul fulfilling. It was truly nourishing to my mind, my emotions, my soul, my body. What are those truly nourishing things? Because when we fill our lives with that, things become so much more abundant. Things become so much more great. We move forward in life faster. So that is the message from your future self. My group number 3 is all about what your future self wanted you to hear and know right now. And I'm sending you all so much love. You are going to reach so much abundance. This is how your future self did it. There's so much abundance in store for you. And if you're worried like that you're always going to be stuck in scarcity, your future self says absolutely freaking not. This is how you get over it. This is how you get to that end goal, is by action. Action. Queen of Wands is action. The second house is your abundance. The Empress is your abundance. Dreamweaver is your abundance. It is right there for you. This is how you get there. And no doubt, like, these are such abundant cards, like the second house with the Empress, that is such abundance. It's like truly like overflowing with abundance. This is how you're going to achieve it. And it's within you, it is in your future, but this is the timeline that your future self is saying to go towards, because this is what leads you there. So thank you so much for joining me here. I'm sending you all so much love. And until next time, bye. All right, my group number 4 is, if you chose this pile, this is going to be the message from your future self that they're sending you right now. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. One quick message that I have for you, just since you chose the Chrysoprase crystal, is that, I don't know if you guys heard in the intro, but this was Alexander the Great's favorite crystal, and he actually attributed this crystal to being the reason why he won so many battles and conquered so many challenges and obstacles and all of that. He said that whenever he wore this crystal, he would always win, and he said that it was because of this crystal. It was his belief that it was because of the Chrysoprase crystal. So because you chose this crystal, I'm already feeling like the message from your future self is saying that you can conquer anything. You have the ability to conquer any obstacle that currently stands in front of you, and your future self wants you to know that you will conquer it. You will overcome it. You will not be facing it forever. It will not be in your life forever. In fact, I feel like it's going to be conquered quite quickly, but let's go ahead and see what else your future self has to say for you. So 7 of Pentacles upright. Then we also have the Ace of Pentacles being reversed. Okay. So, if there's something that you want to grow in your life, something that you want more of, maybe you want more abundance, or maybe you are trying to achieve something. The 7 of Pentacles is when we're trying to achieve something. We've planted the intention, we've planted the seed, we're waiting for it to grow, we're waiting for it to blossom, we're waiting to see the result of it. The Ace of Pentacles reversed is saying that we need to ask ourselves, did we plant this in the right place? Are we giving it enough light, nourishment, water? Are we meeting all of its needs in order for it to grow the most optimally? Or is there more that we need to be doing? Or do we need to adjust some things? Do we need to reevaluate some things? If you have been reaching challenges or obstacles or anything like that, this is the reminder that this is literally the secret to success, actually. Your future self wants you to know the secret to making anything successful at any time. It requires first having a clear vision, setting the intention, taking those steps forward, and then seeing the result, and then reviewing what that result is. If that result is not what we quite wanted, or it hasn't shown us the results yet, then we review and we revise, and we ask ourselves, does it need more time? Do we need to nourish it more? Do we need to do something different? Do we need to change something about it? Do we need to adjust our approach? And then as you do that, as you make those tweaks, once you make those tweaks, you then go about it, you try it again, and you see the result. And you continue doing that until you get to the result that you want, until you get to that success. But there are tweaks that we need to make. If we keep going about it in the same way, if we keep approaching it with the same view, with the same energy, we might not get to where we want to go. Because, of course, if we go about something the same way, we're going to keep getting the same result. So that is the secret to making anything successful at any point in time and making anything happen for you. That is literally the secret formula. So that's it. So now we also have the 9 of Cups, which is the wish card, by the way. This is the card of getting your wish. Your future self wants you to know that you will get to your wish, but it's about knowing and believing that you will and that you can, and to not let doubt cloud you. Because sometimes when we're stuck in that waiting phase, but then we're waiting longer than we thought we should have, or we've run into certain failures, we kind of sometimes attach meaning to it, such as oh, maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe I'm not meant for it. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe it's never going to happen for me. Maybe that's it. Or if it's taking too much time, sometimes we're like, oh, well, it didn't happen for me, so I guess it's not going to happen. Well, it's not done until it's done. Okay, when we set the intention for something, when we ask for something, if you really, really want it, continue going towards it, because there is no set time frame that it's supposed to happen in, right? You just continue moving forward. You keep making those tweaks because you don't know if it's right around the corner for you. You don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow. But if you give up on it today, well, then I guess we're never going to know, and we're going to stop getting there. And all of a sudden that progress, all the work that we put into it, it just ends up being like for nothing. So 9 of Cups showing up reversed, your future self is saying, if it really means something to you, if you really want to get there, if you really want to conquer it, if you really want to achieve it, oh, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. We got to review. We got to revise. We got to do all those things. And then we'll eventually get to the point where it manifests and it's great. It's perfect. It's exactly what we wanted. And then all that work, it's like, oh, hell yeah, I'm so glad I did that. Like, I know for me, starting this YouTube channel, and I've used this example a few times, so if you've heard this before, I'm sorry, but it's a great example. I was on YouTube for 5 years creating videos for free. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of effort. It took a lot of time. For 5 years, I made a video every week, at least weekly. Then I even went into making daily videos at one point. But that was a lot of work. It was a lot of time. It was a lot of effort. It was a lot of learning. It was a lot of growth. It was a lot of pain because, of course, like when you're doing it for 5 years and literally see like nothing growing, nothing happening, I mean, it can get a little bit you could get a little bit distraught about that. But I didn't let any of that stop me. I literally didn't let any of that stop me. There was times, of course, where I thought, should I just give up? Is this like never going to work for me? But I had this inner voice that kept telling me, just keep going. And even if you don't have that inner voice, that's okay. Start giving yourself that inner voice. So I kept going, and now we're here. Now I have a successful YouTube channel. It's my entire career. I love it. It's great. I'm so passionate about what I do. But the thing is sometimes it requires tweaks, it requires shifts, it requires changes. I learned so much in the last 5 years. I learned how to talk on camera better. I learned how to let my full personality out. I learned how to edit videos better over that time. I learned how to set up lighting better because, of course, like you just learn as you go. You learn more as you do it. And then you take that learning and you apply it. You reinvest that learning. You reinvest that growth. Even if something goes wrong, that's actually a blessing. I'm so glad that when I've filmed videos in the past that sometimes the lighting would be crap. Sometimes the sound would be shit. Sometimes just me on camera was just blah. You know, I'm so glad that I've run into those because I was able to take that experience. I was able to take that result and I was able to learn from it. I was able to see where my weak points were. I was able to see through trial and error how to make something better. And I still learn that to this day. I still learn how to make things better through reviewing what I get, what the result is, and then reinvesting that wisdom, reinvesting that knowledge right back into what I want, right back into what my intention is, right back into growing that seed to become bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more you do that, eventually you get to this point where there's exponential growth. Because the thing is, sometimes we think everything has to be linear. And sometimes we think about the last, year, the last 5 years, and we look at it and we're like, oh, I wasn't getting the result. Therefore, it's like this, I shouldn't continue because this is obviously not going anywhere. But we don't realize that things don't happen linearly. It doesn't mean that, it's going to take 5 years to get this result, and then it's going to take another 5 years to double that result, and another 5 years to, get higher then. No, things happen exponentially. Once you kind of get the right formula through your tweaks, through your learning, through your growth, things all of a sudden go shh, because all of a sudden you get it right, and all of a sudden it just starts pouring in. All of a sudden, all of it's right there all at once. I know for me, when my YouTube channel took off, all of a sudden it really took off. It became my career where all of a sudden I started making money from it, and all of a sudden I could go full time with it, and then it was my full-time career. It went from 0 to 100. But it's because of that learning. It's because of what I put into it, right? It's because of how I reinvested those failures. You can literally see your failures as investments into your knowledge bank to then become better, to become more, to become higher, to achieve more, to you can literally use it as your bank, right? So you could look at your failures as your reasons why you're going to be successful. You could learn from it, and all of a sudden they're investments. And the more time that you invest into learning from your failures, the more time that you invest towards what you desire, even if you run into more challenges, more failures, it's literally an investment the entire time, right? We also have 5 of Cups. See your failures as investments and also move on from your failures. Don't stay stuck being like, oh, look at this, and like kicking empty cups or kicking spilled milk. It's not going to get any better by just sulking in it. The only time that it gets better is when we move forward from it. Move forward from the failures, move forward from those hard times. Like there's times where I film videos before and the lighting is so crap and all of a sudden the microphone's not working, or I didn't even turn on the microphone. I'm just like, oh no, all that hard work for nothing, or I'm just not happy with the result. And, I was probably really upset about it at the time because, it takes so much effort and it's just like, oh, am I really doing this and getting no results for it? Well, looking back from where I am now, I'm literally so glad that I went through that, because that helped me like learn so much to where now when I film a video, things usually turn out pretty freaking great. They turn out pretty freaking great, but it's because of all of the trial and error, the learning, the wisdom, the hardship, the adversity that I had to go through. And the 5 of Cups is reminding you of that adversity, and your future self just wants you to know all these things. So anyway, 5 of Wands being reversed, the conflict. See conflict as helping you problem solve. Even if you can't problem solve right in the moment, realize that you are learning from it. Even if you don't see what that learning is quite yet. Even if you're like, why did I not turn on my microphone while I was filming a video? And then I spent like the last day working on this project and then all of that went to waste. You might not see the reason for it in the moment, but it is helping you. It is helping you in some way, shape, or form. Failures in relationships. You might not see why in the moment, why it's helping you in the moment, but you'll see it later. So just trust that. Your future self is saying, just trust where you are, trust where you're going, trust that vision. Let's overcome the adversities. Chrysoprase crystal. Let's overcome the adversities. Trine. Eventually it will become easy and it will become natural. Eventually it's going to become easy and natural. This is like, trine is the strongest shape in astrology, okay? And this says fluency, ease, talent, development, privilege, aptitude, self-comfort, temper, laziness. I'm not sure why. Laziness is kind of like the effortlessness. And then intelligence. So you're going through self-development time. And eventually this is going to become easy for you. It's going to become easy for you. And then let's see what else we get. I also feel like this is going to become one of your strong points, because the more we go through adversity in a certain area of our life, it eventually becomes our strong point. Then we also have I relate, the 7th house. This is the house of partnerships. Here is where we can see our personal relationships that involve commitment or cooperation of some sort. It also says marriage, spiritual union, agreements, societies, and business partnerships. If there's any relationships that have had adversity in your life, this is your reminder from your future self that this is also helping you. It's helping you relate to other people. It's helping you become more human. It's also helping you in learning in order to kind of handle or deal with relationships better or create better relationship dynamics in your life moving forward. And let's see what else we get. We also have Venus and Libra, by the way. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and money. So whatever it is that you're trying to create in your life right now, all of what you're going through right now is helping you create better circumstances when it comes to love, beauty, and money. And that is self-love, partnership love, union love, friendship love, all of that. We also have Oracle, lead, ask, listen, and trust. This is time to start being the leader. Start saying yes. Start trusting in your desires. Start trusting in yourself. Start trusting where you're going. Ask yourself questions that help you rather than diminish you, because the quality of the questions that you ask literally equates to the quality of your life and the quality of achievement that you reach. So when you're asking yourself questions such as like, why did this happen to me? Why is everything going wrong? Your brain is going to try to find an answer for it. So your brain now, you're priming your brain to find an answer for why is everything always going wrong for me? And once you start answering those questions, I mean, you're starting to tell yourself not a very good story. You're starting to find evidence of why life is harsh to you. Is that helping you in any way? No. Instead, let's ask, Let's ask good quality questions. So let's start asking questions like, how is this helping me achieve my dream? How is this going to be the reason why I'm achieving my dream? How is this? What can I learn from this? What is the positive of this situation? Those are some good quality questions. And once you start finding the answer to those literally help you. They help you move forward. So asking yourself those good-ass questions, that's what helps us move forward. We also have Lionheart, prevail, endure, dare, confront. Okay, let's focus on this. Okay, there we go. Lionheart, prevail, endure, dare, confront. So now it's time to prevail. It's time to endure. It's time to confront those old adversities, to overcome old adversities, to overcome those challenges, to see how this is strengthening you, to step more into your power because of all of this. So let's go ahead and see any last information that we can get from your future self, because your future self is saying that this is how I prevailed. I prevailed by asking myself good questions that helped me get forward, from evaluating the result and then reviewing it, revising it, approaching it differently, shifting my approach, looking at everything as adding value to my life rather than taking value from my life. We also have surprises coming through. Under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. Under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. A message that I'm getting for you right now about this is that if you're like, okay, I know this advice already. Sometimes under the most ordinary advice, sometimes in the most simplest of things are the biggest surprises. Sometimes our biggest wins, our biggest things come from the most simplest of advices, the most simplest of solutions, the most simplest of answers. I'm also feeling for you, I feel like there's many good surprises that your future self says is coming for you that you might not even expect. You might not even expect, and I feel like they're going to come out of the blue, out of nowhere. And it's through you moving forward, believing in yourself, believing in your future. We also have the card of teach, inspire others, and let nature be your greatest teacher. Sometimes I have my biggest epiphanies when I'm out in nature, because sometimes I just like observe the way that the trees grow, how, there's certain, for example, this is one of the lessons that I learned from nature. When you look at trees, and let's say a huge windstorm just came, there's certain trees that have a tendency to like fall over. What are those trees? Those are the trees that aren't rooted very strongly into the ground, or they have some kind of like weak point in them. And usually it's that they're not rooted super securely into the ground. Their roots don't go that deep. And so what you can observe and learn from nature is that your foundation is everything. When you have a solid foundation, you become resilient. You can last any storm. You're not going to break over. You're not going to fall down. But sometimes falling down can also help us become stronger too. But your foundation, that's what we learn from trees and nature. Your foundation is everything. If you don't have a sturdy foundation, that windstorm is going to topple you over. So when we're getting toppled over by life, what are the things that create a solid foundation? Our mental well-being creates a very solid foundation for us. Our emotional well-being, our physical well-being, focusing on meeting our needs, creating a strong, sturdy environment, knowing, that we're going to be okay, having some sort of faith in something in order to create more internal strength. All of these things are foundational qualities. And when we can focus on building our foundation, creating security, creating a safer structure for ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically. We become so much more prepared. We become so much more unstoppable. We become so much more sturdy and stable and secure. Let's see. Last card. We have the idle hours. Take some time to lie on the emerald grass. Sometimes when we just meditate, to just relax even, we just get renewed. And I'm feeling like your future self is saying to focus on your renewal, focus on relaxation, taking some time for you, taking some time to just relax and give yourself a break and to not be hard on yourself. Because even through this reading, like, this is not meant to make you become hard on yourself or anything like that. This is to help you become more easy on yourself and to realize that you have what it takes. You're gonna get there. You're amazing. You're doing amazing already. Take some time for you. Breathe, be at peace, love yourself. Because that is what sets a solid foundation. That's what sets a solid foundation, when you take time to relax, when you take time to be you, when you take time to breathe the fine, fresh air, and you renew your mind. You renew your energy. You renew your emotions. You come back from a stronger place. So take those idle hours, have those idle hours to yourself, set aside idle hours to renew and even meditate, because meditation can be some of the best, like most cleansing, clearing, it's like the best practice. And in fact, I'm just going to say, for those of you who are interested, I actually have, because I meditate so much and because meditation has changed my life so much, I have created some of the best meditations that are so potently powerful. And if you're wanting to manifest something, if you're wanting to step up into your highest, greatest self, I actually have an ultimate manifesting meditation that I'll have linked down below, but I'll also link down all of my other meditations. If there's anything that you need to heal from, I have a healing meditation. If you're wanting to become more confident, I have an inner and outer beauty meditation. If you are wanting to reprogram your life, reprogram your day, I have a morning and evening meditation that are so powerful. The most powerful times to manifest are in the morning and in the evening. And those two meditations are so powerful at helping you shift into a new self, to create a new life. Those ones are so powerful for that. I absolutely love those ones, actually. In fact, I love all of my meditations. They're literally so good. But just so you get a little bit of information about what all these meditations are and all of that. There's also one that I have for manifesting abundance or manifesting love specifically. Those ones are super amazing when you want something that's more honed in on specifics. But those are really powerful. So I'll have those linked down below if you are interested in meditating more, especially because idle hours did come up for you. So those are going to be linked down below in case you want those powerful guided meditations to help you through meditation and to help keep your mind focused on what you're meant to be focused on during those meditations. So those are super powerful. And anyway, with all that being said, thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye.